Saints say Haggai. Haggai chapter 1, verse 1. Subject, a message from the Lord to Haggai the prophet, who delivered it to Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, son of Josedek, the high priest. For it was addressed to them. When? In late August of the second year of the reign of King Darius I. Why is everyone saying it's not the right time for rebuilding my temple? Asked the Lord. His reply to them is this: is it when the time is right for you to live in luxurious homes when the temple lies in ruins? Look at the result. You plant much but harvest little. You have scarcely enough to eat or drink and not enough clothes to keep you warm. Your income disappears as though you were putting it into pockets filled with holes. Think it over, says the Lord Almighty. Consider how you have acted and what has happened as a result. Then go up into the mountains, bring down timber, and rebuild my temple, and I will be pleased with it and appear there in my glory, says the Lord. You hope for much, but get so little. And when you bring it home, I blow it away. It doesn't last at all. Why? Because my temple lies in ruins and you don't care. Your only concern is your own fine homes. That is why I'm holding back the rains from heaven and giving you such scant crops. In fact, I've called for a drought upon the land. Yes, and in the highlands too, a drought to wither the grain and grapes and olives and all your other crops, a drought to starve both you and all your cattle and ruin everything you've worked so hard to get. Then Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, the governor of Judah, and Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, and the few people remaining in the land, obeyed Haggai's message from the Lord their God. They began to worship him in earnest. Then the Lord told them, again sending the message to Haggai, his messenger, I'm with you, I will bless you. And the Lord gave them a desire to rebuild his temple. So they all gathered in early September in the second year of King Darius' reign and volunteered their help. Haggai chapter 2. In early October of the same year, the Lord sent them this message through Haggai. Ask this question of the governor and high priest and everyone left in the land. Who among you can remember the temple as it was before? How glorious it was. In comparison, it is nothing now, is it? But take courage, O Zerubbabel and Joshua and all the people. Take courage and work, for I'm with you, says the Lord Almighty. For I promised when you left Egypt that my spirit would remain among you. So don't be afraid. For the Lord Almighty says, in just a little while I will begin to shake the heavens and the earth and the oceans too and the dry land. I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come to this temple, and I will fill this place with my glory, says the Lord Almighty. The future splendor of his temple will be greater than the splendor of the first one, for I have plenty of silver and gold to do it, and here I will give peace, says the Lord. In early December, in the second year of the reign of King Darius, this message came from the Lord through Haggai the prophet. Ask the priest this question about the law. If one of you is carrying a holy sacrifice in his robes and happens to brush against some bread or wine or meat, will it too become holy? No, the priest replied. Holiness does not pass to other things that way. Then Haggai asked, but if someone touches a dead person and so becomes ceremonially impure and then brushes against something, does it become contaminated? And the priest answered, yes. Haggai then made this meaning clear. You people, he said, speaking for the Lord, were contaminating your sacrifices by living with selfish attitudes and evil hearts, and not only your sacrifices, but everything else that you did as a service to me. And so everything you did went wrong. But all is different now because you've begun to build the temple. Before, when you expected a 20 bushel crop, there were only 10. When you came to draw 50 gallons from the olive press, there were only 20. I rewarded all your labor with rust and mildew and hail. Yet even so, you refused to return to me, says the Lord. But now note this, from the day, this 24th day of the month, as the foundation of the Lord's temple is finished, and from this day onward, I will bless you. Notice I'm giving you this promise now before you've even begun to rebuild the temple structure, and before you've harvested your grain, and before the grapes, the figs, the pomegranates, the olives have produced their next crops. From this day I will bless you. Another message came to Haggai from the Lord that same day. Tell Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah, I'm about to shake the heavens and the earth to overthrow thrones, destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the nations. I will overthrow their armed might, and brothers and companions will kill each other. But when that happens, I will take you, O Zerubbabel, my servant, and honor you like a signet ring upon my finger, for I have specially chosen you, says the Lord Almighty. This is the word of the Lord.